let's start things off by addressing the elephant in the room. This is one of those series, rather be an anime, movie, or TV show, where it falls into that gray area where if your girlfriend catches you watching it, you're gonna have to give this response. Baby, I'm not looking at porn! It's just anime! Technically, you're right. Technically. But before we go with that said, cue title scene. Kill La Kill is a 2013 through 2014 action comedy anime that mostly got overhyped because Attack on Titan ended and everyone was pissed off at the stupid gay swimmer thing. But, to be perfectly honest, I was kind of late to the hype on this one. I actually didn't find out about the show till about a month or two ago. And to be perfectly honest, when I first saw it, I was far from impressed. If you look at this series, you're probably going to get everything you need to know about it just from the way it looks. Everything from the over-sexualization to the over-the-top nature of everything, that's not for everyone. And if it isn't totally understandable, this really isn't the series for you. And honestly, when I started watching, I expected to hate it, and I would just rip it a new one and go bad into it and just be all this and that and say all this trash about it. Honestly, it's pretty enjoyable. All things considered, remember, everything I say in this review, take with a grain of salt. And that grain of salt is this. This show is really stupid. That's the reality of it. You can say all you want about the characters or the action or the animation. This show is stupid, and it understands that and relishes in that. And the studio that does it, Studio Trigger, a relatively new studio, I think knew what they were going for from the beginning, and they made that, to all extensive purposes, work. And the way this show works is it's a satire of a lot of the popular, not just anime tropes, what seems to be very popular in general. And you can sort of see that in the way our plot gets summed up. Yeah, believe it or not, this show actually has a plot. Essentially the way it works is our main character, Ryuka, she comes to, I guess, some sort of like hyper-stylized version of Tokyo where everything's run by a fascist dictatorship high school. And this school is run by this girl named Sasuke or something. And the idea is that Ryuka is here to find the answer and get revenge for who killed her father using a giant scissors sword. Yeah, it's a giant pair of scissors. And she's at this school because she's tracked it down. She knows this is the location. She wants to figure out who did it, and she thinks the head of this whole thing, Sasuke, is responsible. But before she can do that, she is defeated and gets her ass kicked by students who wear super-powered school uniforms called Goku uniforms. Yeah, Goku. And so to do this, she actually gets her hands on a super magic uniform herself, a talking sailor suit called Senketsu. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's really stupid. And essentially the show follows her as she goes trying to get the answers and trying to beat the bad guys, and it's all done in that cliche way, but it works, and it actually gets across a nice sense of charm to it. And I think a lot of that has to do with Ryuka herself. I'm not going to lie, out of all the 2013 animes, I think Kill La Kill is the only one that actually gives me a likable protagonist. And to be perfectly honest, I could really connect with this girl. At first I thought, oh crap, this is going to be a generic revenge plot, and it's going to plot along, and she's just going to be a personality, hits everything, all that stuff. And for the first several episodes, yeah, that's what happens. But then when we get her backstory and we learn a bit more about her the first time, it really puts the character in perspective, and I could believe her, and I liked her, and they abandoned all the weirdness to tell her story, and I thought that was done really well. And it really made me care about the character, and it actually made me forget I was watching a show called Kill La Kill. So, good job, this thing. You succeeded at doing what Attack on Titan couldn't. And the thing is that that's sort of also where this show's problem comes in. A lot of times, I can't tell what's supposed to be satire, comedy, what's supposed to be serious, what's the show trying to be itself, what's it trying to make fun of, or parody. And to be perfectly honest, it all just sort of gets jumbled up, and it's kind of hard to really see what it's trying to do. I didn't laugh as much as I thought I should. I didn't care about anyone else. I actually, however, did like Senketsu himself. I was afraid he'd be all goofy and silly. They actually played it very earnestly, very straight. And that, weirdly enough, works. Unfortunately, she also has an annoying best friend called Mako or something. And I think they were trying to go with the theme of, like, you know, the best friend who, you know, gives comedy and also brings heart to the story. And she and her whole family just brings nothing to it. Sasuke herself was pretty fun. I thought she was a nice throwback to the old-fashioned ultimate enemy, great villains. There's a nice dynamic between her and Ryoka I really liked, especially when they fight. Because you really do get the feeling Ryoka is, you know, just sort of this punk teen, you know, just sort of throws her fists everywhere. Sasuke was very clean, very oriented. The action for this show wound up being amazing and visually the best part. The animation itself isn't great, and yet you could sort of see that there were budget issues. Sometimes it literally felt like I was just watching a PowerPoint presentation. But to be perfectly honest, when the animation was great, it was damn near beautiful. You have these nice sweeping shots. It doesn't use a lot of shaky cam. It's the first anime I've ever seen that actually uses zoom-ins the right way. And I really felt this nice grittiness to it, and there was this real sense of, you know, danger when the two fought. Unfortunately, very little of the other action has this. And unfortunately, you get that, you know, nothing really makes any sense. And that's okay in a silly show like this to a point. After a while, things need to make sense, because when you have action on the screen and I'm not supposed to be laughing at it, I'm supposed to therefore care and connect. And basically when half the time Senketsu just seems invincible and everyone else just seems invincible, I find myself not only completely uncaring, but really just uninterested. One thing that did always keep me interested, though, was this show's score. The music in this thing was amazing. It felt like a movie score. It was always fast. It was always action-y. It always kept the pace going. Did what score is supposed to do and kept things running at a nice, fun pace. But again, when you're constantly confused, am I supposed to be laughing? Am I supposed to take this seriously? It really takes you out of it, and the immersion's just gone. That's not to say that the show isn't still really enjoyable. Even when the stuff happens, every episode has something good in it. But the whole middle part of the series, to me, was just really boring and didn't really get a lot of action. And like I said, it wasn't as funny as I think it needed to be or was trying to be. And again, you know, as you've probably seen, the sex humor and the fan service in the show is kind of over the top and really in your face a lot. That didn't affect me after a while. I just kind of forgot it was there. But if you have a problem with that, you'll notice it more than any show should. And it often, I think, does sacrifice substance and fun just to get those jokes across. And again, not really focusing on making the satire flow, even though for the most part it does that very well. It just sort of puts it out there and doesn't really go anywhere with anything. But you know what, at the end of the day, I can't lie. I thought Kill la Kill was fun for the most part. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought technically it was a lot better than I thought it would. The main character was pretty fun. I thought the other characters were okay. And to be perfectly honest, what else would you expect from a show like this? If you're looking for the most smart, logical thing ever, avoid this one. What if you're looking for just a fun time with some great action and some fun characters? Kill la Kill for you, because I am right now going to give Kill la Kill 7 out of 10 on the action scale. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get there either, but what can I say? I thought it was fun, enjoyable, kept me entertained, and just, yeah, even I like a little good ladies every now and again, but enough of that. What was your favorite anime of 2013? I feel like now that I've reviewed the two big highlights, you might as well just say that one now, or you could leave your thoughts on Kill la Kill or whatever. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe, because this was a fun one, and hopefully more will be too.